Stop. Midoriya. Is there a reason why you always call Bakugo Kacchan? Yeah, there isn't a time when you don't, actually. Why do you ask? Just curious. I wonder if he'll let other people call him that? I did hear Kaminari calling him Kacchan once. He doesn't seem to have a problem with it. Really? Oh wow. Well, there's not really much of a reason. If I'm being honest, I guess it's a childhood nickname. Do you think he seems bothered by it? No, he never really complains. Actually, he did once. When we were in camp, the teachers announced that Bakugo was the villain's target. But, instead of using his name, they said Kacchan instead. I'm assuming it must have been you who informed them. Oh, yeah, I did actually. Izuku bites his lips uncomfortably, a lump forming in his throat when he finds out about the annoyance Kacchan has been keeping to himself. Heterochromatic irises gives him a look of confusion and sympathy. The brunette shoots back a reassuring grin before stopping to say. What did he say about it? If I'm not wrong, I did hear him say Kacchan, Kacchan, shut up about it. Oh, he did? Izuku stabs the katsudon on his plate, a pork cutlet that looked ravishing with perfect golden brown crumbs, now bland and tasteless. Eureka notices the low-spirited expression of her best friend, her lips leaving a couple sentences explaining how it wasn't a big deal. I'm sure he was just caught up in the situation. I mean, you know Bakugo. Like the back of my hand. Yeah, like the back of your hand. He doesn't mean things he says, you know. He's probably pissed that he was the target of the villain, and being announced in public meant that he had to be protected from people. Kacchan doesn't like being protected or getting help. Yeah. And he was probably angry, so I guess he doesn't mean it. Probably. Ash blonde spiky hair, cocky smirk, bulk muscular body, a sight so natural for Izuku. Now that he looks far into the distance, on the other side of the buzzed cafeteria, maybe Bakugo was annoyed by the childhood nickname Izuku gave him when they were kids. They were far from being close like the past, changes in their relationship brewing up the right words to describe what they were now. Sure, the green-haired boy might know what he was like on the outside, but what did it really feel like to know him better inside? He figures he'll never know. So maybe, it was okay to let go of his special nickname. No, cause it only took one more f-king second of patience. The alarm clock by his bedside table shuddered and rang his eardrums out on a Saturday morning. His blankets had far gone off where they were supposed to be, not clinging under his whole body, which made it shivering cold. The rays of the bright sun hitting against his skin, eyes shut with darkness forced to be awakened by the illuminating light. He squints one time before shifting his hands on the covers, a failed attempt to find his blanket. Great, now he remembers his SHTTY alarm. Fine, Katsuki will wake up. He rolls off his bed, falls on his ass and grabs the alarm clock with fuming rage to turn it off. He gives a few seconds to stare at his closet, feeling his head spin around as it tries to gain enough consciousness to start the day. He wasn't a morning person, but we all knew that. He trudged down the stairs after beating himself up along the way to get ready. Morning jogs and exercise, at least a good way to keep his muscles intact for a hero battle. Katsuki was determined, and if the morning tantrum was stopping him from reaching his dream, then he must be a weak-ass BTCH. Familiar green curls catch his attention, sitting on the chair of their dining table, a cup next to him. Katsuki takes an apple from the bowl of fresh fruits near the pantry. He seats himself next to the brunette. The smell of caffeine traveling up his nose, and his mind choosing to say, only nerds need SHTTY coffee to help them stay awake. What? You pulled another all-nighter or something? Your body's gonna break, you know. The caffeine activates the senses in his body, jolting at the sudden hurl of words his childhood friend is saying. Izuku feels Katsuki growing annoyed at no response from him, but he doesn't want to stay silent, he was just nervous. Despite the amount of days that had passed after Todoroki had told him Katsuki's reaction to the nickname, it still imprinted a huge effect on him. Feeling stupid at why it would even disrupt his sleep and leave him needing coffee to get through the day. He'd been thinking if it was okay to call him Bakugo, but the name felt foreign in his tongue, lips, brain, with every part of his body tingling at the weird chant. It wasn't supposed to be a problem, and he hated every part of it that it was. Now, this sickening encounter with Katsuki on a Saturday morning made his heart ache in despair, unwilling to respond to the blonde because he knew he would have to call him Bakugo. 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 Kaka Bakugo. Oh, Bakugo, didn't expect to see you this late. You never wake up at 9 for the morning jog. Katsuki almost jumps from his seat after hearing his name. Did he even hear that correctly? Nah, there's no way. It must have been the morning tantrum clouding his right mind, cause there's no way. There's no way, right? Bakugo. Are you okay? He flinches. Katsuki F. King flinches when he was slapped in the face with F. King Bakugo coming out of that nerd's lips. He stares at the freckled face of the green-haired boy, concern written all over his face when he grew aware of Katsuki's shocked, confused expression. Hey, are you okay? Is there something on my face? No. He says coldly, his heart panging inside his chest when the familiar nickname doesn't rub off the freckled lip. Did something happen for him to not call him that name anymore? Not that it matters much, or what denial now is saying, taking full defense of these stupid mushy feelings. Katsuki hastily gets out of his chair, anger building up in his chest at the sight of Deku, stupid Deku. And he's convinced he's only this affected because it's the morning, and he hates waking up, he hates the sound of his alarm, he hates feeling like he wants to sleep again, he hates that he slept in today. Yeah, that's about it. Why are you calling me that? Izuku softly mewls at how Katsuki realized the obvious change, trying to figure out an answer to his question. What? It's just, I figured you got annoyed and that name is pretty childish anyway, so I kind of let it go. Shut up, nerd, I don't care. Just go do whatever. Okay then. Have a good day, Bakugo. He was hoping for the other name, but Katsuki guesses the damn nerd will stick to his words. It's just his turn to not be so affected by it. Why should he be? It's just Kacchan. Katsuki sucks in his disappointment and anger and gets off the dorm to start his morning jog. The sight of a familiar redhead, panting on his knees, calls him out. Bakubro. TCH, shty hair. Did you wake up late today? I was about to grab some water, we could jog together. I didn't wake up late today, shty hair, I just felt like sleeping. Shut up. Ah, okay, sure. Still up for the job or not? I won't take so long, and it'd be funner with you. Please? Kirishima raises his tone to sound cuter, which Katsuki found absolutely disgusting. He doesn't. The blonde had no choice but to comply, maybe it'll let the anger stir off after such an unexpected event. Okay, but if you're not back in 30 seconds I'm leaving you. Great. Okay, I promise I won't take long. Just f***ing hurry. Bakugo, is everything okay? Ijirao side-eyes him while keeping up the fast pace of Katsuki's jog, observing how he was more tense than usual. F***ing fine, shty hair. Just shut your trap. Fine, won't push it. But I saw Midoriya and asked if would come with us for the morning jog. Too bad he refused, said he needed some more sleep. Thank the Lord for Deku needing some sleep, because Katsuki knows he won't be able to keep the rage to himself if he hears the nerd's annoying voice again. Why the hell did you even invite him? Oh Bakubro, are you mad? I figured you'd like it considering what you said about him yesterday. I'm not mad at you, I'm mad at him. Don't be mad at him, Midoriya didn't even do anything. No, you don't know what he did today, stop getting in my business, shty hair. Alright, man. Sorry though, I was just trying to do you a favor. Why did you think it would do me a favor anyway? TCH. Bakugo shoots back a softer glare at the redhead, noticing how he had shuddered after his rage. He didn't mean to take it out on him. Kirishima lights back up with his usual tone and answers. Yesterday, man. You were telling us how you liked him and stuff and you hate feeling that way. You've been pining over him since. Shut up. Sorry, I thought you'd be happy to spend more time with him. I was planning on an excuse to get called by my mom or SMTH so you guys can spend the jog alone. Genius, right? I wanna be your wingman, bro. Okay, shty hair, I get it. I didn't mean to snap at you before, by the way. So don't think much about it. Katsuki looks away, not having the guts to look at anyone apologetically. Bakubro. Kirishima almost, okay, maybe lets out a tear due to Katsuki's sudden character development. He tries to reach a hand out to Katsuki and wants to cradle him in his arms. If you're gonna hug me, one f***ing second. Bakubro. Kirishima bawls as he proceeds to hug the emotionally constipated boy. That's 1 second, alright. Let go. You have no idea how happy I am. TCH. Katsuki lets it slide, the nerd will come and call him Kacchan again. Bakugo. All Might teamed us up, I hope we can work well together. I swear to God if you dare use that name on me in our battle. Horizontal ellipsis. Bakugo. Watch out, you're left. Stop f***ing calling me that, you damn Deku. Horizontal ellipsis. Bakugo Sugoi. What the FCK is Bakugo Sugoi? Horizontal ellipsis. Bakugo. UHHA Zora Sensei called you in to talk about something. When are you going to stop? Horizontal ellipsis. Bakugo. Your notebook. Ida gave me stacks of notebooks to pass around after they got checked. F***ing hell. Stop. Horizontal ellipsis. Kak Bakugo, UHH apparently were assigned on this project together. Oh, you almost said it. Katsuki's heart aches every time he hears his name. He feels childish that something like this can make him avoid Deku like the plague. Now every morning he rolls off his bed, temper awakening to the brim whenever Izuku smothers him with good mornings but always ends it with the call of his real name. No nickname. No Kacchan. Just Bakugo. If he knew better, Izuku had given him the nickname since their first meeting. Katsuki recalls the sight of the shy green curls, poking out behind a tree, a blush creeping up his cheeks when the blonde looks in his direction. Izuku's hands clutched at the tree tighter, intimidated by the scarlet eyes boring into him. The green-haired boy doesn't know what that look means. He doesn't know if he should perceive it as something approachable, or something that he should stay away from. Izuku admired Katsuki from afar, amazed at how he was confident with his powers and ambition. He had known that the spiky blonde would be someone important to him. Bakugo Katsuki had no right to be disappointed at how they would become now. He knew the time would come soon, where Deku starts caring about himself more and lets go of the unnecessary selflessness. It was obvious. Katsuki had no right to feel sad about things. They were close, but he messed their friendship up along the way because he underestimated his abilities to reach his dreams. Katsuki knows, one day Izuku will start setting boundaries. And maybe, that time was now. Bakugo, can I come over to your room to start the project today? Okay. After school? What do you think, Dumbus? Izuku frowns at the reply, expecting him to be mad that he had the guts to talk to Katsuki. The brunette takes note of the blonde's slumped shoulders, and how he agonizingly feels his heart break into pieces when the foreign name slips off his tongue. The worst-case scenario is probably getting paired up with Katsuki, but Izuku couldn't interfere with the teacher's decision. He couldn't risk the marks being cut off. It still hurt, how Katsuki started avoiding him, giving him dry replies, not catching him calling Izuku out for being such a weakling, no motivations or questions asking if Izuku had made the quirk his own. Were they really back to where they were before? Bakugo, do you think it's better for me to do the research? Or should I leave you to it? I'll do the research. Oh okay, tell me if you need any help. I'd be glad. He doesn't say a word. Bakugo, are you okay? F-king peachy. Just shut up and do whatever. It won't take long. Oh, okay. Izuku bites his lip in frustration, thinking of what to do while waiting for Katsuki to finish searching for material. It was hard enough that they had been on bad terms. It was easier not talking than being forced to face each other like this. He damn well was also angry because he couldn't understand Katsuki's motive. What was the point of giving him the cold shoulder anyway? Why can't he just be straightforward and tell him why he's mad? He gets bored at shaking his knee, anxiety pooling over him like a puddle. Katsuki stared into the computer screen, the bright light contouring his sharp features. He weighs the option of trying to bring up a conversation, lighten the mood, but then grants the fact that there was a 75% chance of the blonde telling him to FCK off. 25% was low, but this atmosphere made him want to bury himself inside a hole. The hell are you staring at? I can feel your eyes f***ing boring into me. Are you mad at me? Out of the blue, huh? Why the hell would I be mad at your sorry ass? I'm asking you a question, Bakugo. You're not supposed to shoot back with another one. Don't tell me what to do, damn nerd. Why the hell did they even pair us up anyway? Working with you is goddamn suffocating. I feel the same too. Oh great, feelings mutual then. Just get this over with and get out of my room. Are you seriously trying to kick me out? I don't know if your brain is all broken, but I clearly said I wanted the project to be done. Then you can get out of my sight because you clearly think it's suffocating to be with me. Oh, so you're the only one who's able to get mad when I tell you working with you feels suffocating? When you clearly said that to me too. Yes, I am. You're so unbelievable. Well, goddamn Deku, just accept the fact I'm like this. What part of you doesn't understand that this is me? This is how I act. I'm not someone kind, not like you, who's so considerate about others you forget yourself. I never said I didn't accept you for who you are. Then goddamn, stop giving me an earful and stop complaining. I never complained. I'm just so confused what I did to piss you off for the past goddamn week. You piss me off every time. I know that. But you seem more pissed off than usual, Bakugo. Shut up. Not the name again. God knows how much he can hear before actually throwing him out of the room, or letting himself take a breather. He knows he's acting childish, and he knows he can't do anything about it because he doesn't have a right. What right does he have? Asking him to call him Kacchan again because whenever he gets called by his first name, he just doesn't feel like Izuku and him are close to each other anymore. Not where Katsuki sees Izuku standing on his side. Katsuki feels as if his Deku was out of his reach now. Katsuki wants to break his own computer, the goddamn article not making sense to him anymore. The words started to form a whirlpool inside his head to the point where none of them engraved meaning, lines of random letters just forming sentences of God knows what. He hates feeling like this, he just misses his Deku, he just misses his nickname. It's stupid that he's pining over him for so long, only to hurt his feelings every time they talk. Don't tell me to shut up. You're the one who started this cold shoulder, just be straightforward like who you used to be and tell me why you're mad. You're being this jerk that I can't handle again. Izuku tries to calm the fuming inside of him, words spitting out his mouth like venom, the filter for consideration ceasing to function. He doesn't know what he's saying anymore, he just wants it to stop. He wants Katsuki to talk to him, not like this. They were screaming at each other again, civil conversations throwing its way out of the window. Just harsh breaths, dark red eyes that boil with anger, sweaty palms releasing small explosions whenever they meet. The green-haired boy doesn't know what to do, or how to fix the mess in front of him. Katsuki never gets offended by things he says because Izuku has patience to deal with him, and his eyes tell the truth every time. They always soared with another fierce comeback as they met the hazy green ones that welled up in tears when they fought. But now, as he studies them carefully, the beautiful carmine pigments that formed a sense of determination, look dull and broken. The sparkle in the irises were gone, only to be replaced by the realization of Izuku's words and how they were true. Katsuki looked hurt. I didn't mean it. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have brought it up. You're not a jerk, I promise you that. I'm just overwhelmed with what things are happening right now. A failed attempt in trying to reach for the calloused hands, setting off tiny explosions. Katsuki's jaw clenched, loathing at how Izuku had the F-king guts to say sorry to him right now. It's not his fault. Of course it's not. It's Katsuki's fault for not being able to tell him that he hates being called Bakugo. It stabs himself more when he realizes his words are true. He was a jerk. He was being a damn great one. Kacchan, I'm sorry. A couple of sentences he could describe this feeling with. His chest, no longer constricted with insane F-king pressure. His eyes, a sparkle of joy lifting off the cracks of dull cherry pigments. His lips, crooking upwards to a soft smile. And his heart, fluttering at the sight of his freckled lip finally saying the word he wants to hear. I mean, Bakugo. He was interrupted by the sound of Katsuki's screaming. Sounding desperate as they lurched his feet to get a hold of his freckled cheeks, emerald eyes already formed rivers of tears when he knew what effect he'd done to Katsuki. Don't you dare. What? Don't you dare call me that again. I'm confused. Call you what? Don't call me by my name. Bakugo. I hate it so much. It feels as if we don't know each other anymore. You make me feel stupid wanting to hear that shitty name from your lips. But it hurts me because it makes me feel as if you're setting boundaries with me now, and I don't mean the same to you anymore. So stop. Katsuki feels the heat creeping up to his skin, breaking eye contact at the sudden intimate talk of his feelings. His pride spilling all over the place when he admits and confesses to Deku. You were avoiding me because I stopped calling you Kacchan? Oh no, a river of tears comes through and he sucks at comforting people. Help. No. What? Why are you crying? Wait no. Stop. I didn't mean to hurt you. My anger got the best of me again, goddamn it. The blonde's calloused fingers attempts to wipe off the free tears falling off his doe eyes. They won't stop and Katsuki was internally panicking. Help. Him. Someone. He senses Izuku's hands making its way to bring him into an embrace. His shaky breaths and quivering lips not helping Katsuki with the guilt that's taking over his body. Why didn't you tell me? I just figured I never had the right to. What do you mean? I don't think I have the right to demand you things when I've hurt you in the past. And I expected for your ass to set boundaries like this so I know where I am in your life and not let me treat you badly. And I know your dumbass doesn't deserve that. So I felt that it was okay to let you be. As long as you were happy with it. Kacchan, no. You're the most important thing in my life. You should have told me. I didn't like how we were acting with each other, and I hate calling you whatever that was too. Why the hell did you even? Todoroki told me that you were annoyed when I called you that in camp. The night you got kidnapped. You screamed to shut up about it and stuff and I don't mean things I say. You should know that better by now. I know, I'm sorry, Kacchan. Whatever I said before too, I was just angry and frustrated. You had every right to dumbass, I was being a f-king asshole. Kacchan? Blonde strands of hair meet the bridge of Izuku's nose. He can feel the shuddering, stifling breaths Katsuki lets out as he nuzzles his face closer to the brunette's chest. Izuku rakes through the surprisingly soft hair and smiles softly. Katsuki turns to look up and scrutinizes his childhood friend's adorable expression. What are you smiling about, nerd? Kacchan. Izuku grins with the utmost warmth, as viridian irises search for blaring crimson ones. Katsuki's throat forms a lump, unaware of how his cheeks were tinted rosy. He was overwhelmed by how much power Izuku had over him, swearing he'd bestowingly do whatever he asked in a heartbeat. You're so f-king corny. I know, but Kacchan doesn't mind, right? It does mind me. Really? Yes it does. Katsuki huffs, now smothering his cheeks back into Izuku's chest, also locking his arms tighter at his waist. Kacchan, can't breathe. Yes you can, I can hear it. The hands that were supposed to pat down his hair into a frizzy mess were now absent, and Katsuki frowns in annoyance. Instead of the 3 words, pat my hair he could have said, he chooses to say. Deku. Yay? Why aren't you doing what you just did? What do you mean? You know, that thing you did. You have amnesia or something? What thing? Oh, you want more of my corny compliments? No, not that dumbass. The other thing. Why can't you just say it with understandable words, Kacchan? No, just do that thing you did earlier. I won't know what it is until you tell me, Kacchan. You're so complicated, damn Deku. Katsuki wrenches his body off him, taking his hands into stride making the smaller boy's back meet the surface of the headboard. He gives a quick moment for another intense eye contact, comfortable silence surrounding both of their bodies. Katsuki takes Izuku's hand and places them on top of his golden mane. Soft pats and forward to back motion to soothe his hot-headed self. Pat your head. Izuku chortles after Kacchan's hand lets go of his own wrists, continuing the relaxed patterns of the fondling. Kacchan still has too much pride to ask for this properly. He tilts his head to the side and shoots up a toothy grin in Katsuki's direction. Shut up. I don't have too much pride, damn nerd. He scoffs at the last bit of his sentences, earning another laugh from the brunette. Sure, Kacchan, sure. Your goddamn act wasn't funny. I know it isn't, but I never expected that reaction from you. I thought you'd like it honestly. Why the hell would I like it? Remember back then how you'd get so annoyed I called you that? I figured maybe it was okay to try to say it like that. Don't you f-king dare do that shitty again. If I hear the word Bakugo come out of your mouth I'd slap it so hard. Preferably with your lips, and softly. Katsuki, caught off guard with another corny joke, felt his cheeks fluster and heat up again. He growls in irritation thinking of a way to get out of the embarrassing situation. Did it again. Did what again, shitty nerd? Caught you off guard with my jokes and made you blush. FCK off Deku. Kacchan. Izuku pouts cutely, pink lips making Katsuki lick his own and stare at it. He tries to shake his head off from the distraction, but the joke he pulled made it more intriguing to have a taste. Or to just tease the living hell out of him while doing so. The muscular boy eyes Izuku up and down. His green eyes were already winning him over when they decided to activate puppy mode, and his shitty cute lips that had just the right amount of plump and color made the urge to kiss them harder to push down each second that passed. And you know what? Katsuki was far away from denying his own needs and wants. You asked for it, Dumbus. Chased? Was it the right word to describe how furiously their lips crashed together? Was it the right word to describe the Izuku's hands that were cupping Katsuki's cheeks in an attempt to bring them closer to each other? No, it wasn't. And it was worsening the predicament enough that Katsuki's body moved without thinking of the consequences, pinning Deku's arms against the wall, his head in between. Warmth floods all over his chest when Izuku gains newfound courage to bite the bottom of his lips. Katsuki's eyes had darkened. He breaks the kiss, a trail of saliva connecting the swollen plump lips. Izuku's pale skin is now saturated with deep red. They just had a whole make-out session. The proximity of the situation has alleviated Katsuki's brain into the not-safe zone or whatever he likes to call it. He can't help it, he can't control it. Maybe he can? But his mind is just saying FCK it to not care so much. Go to your room, Deku. Nah, scratch that. Maybe he does care.